What's good, y'all? It's your boy Holy Shabazz, HOLYSHABAZZ. Like I always say, I don't care what they say about you in these streets, but Pablo mess with ya, main. And YNW Melly is still on trial. They said his bro that was also on trial with him, that was in the car with him, might have just took a plea deal too. So I don't know. It's a whole lot of shit going on. If you don't know what a plea deal is, basically like you admit to guilt and they give you a deal. It's basically how America gets so many convictions, because you got to look at it like this when it comes to plea deals. Like, let's say you have some charge and the charge holds 5 years. If you go to trial, let's say it holds 10 years, they'll come to you and be like, instead of going to trial, take this plea deal and we'll give you 1 year. But if you go to trial and you lose, we're gonna give you, definitely gonna give you 10 years. So we're definitely gonna give you as much time as we can. If we can give you 20, we're gonna give you 20. So as somebody that's been on trial, you'll be like, well, damn, even if I'm innocent, which you definitely might be, would you want to risk it and get your ass cooked and now you innocent in jail for 10 years, or go through the hassle and the money of paying all these lawyers, unless you're facing something that you can't come back from, like, I don't know, double murder, premeditated, then yeah, take that shit to trial. Because I mean, at the end of the day, if you know what I'm saying, ain't no way you gonna come back from that shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fight that. You know what I'm saying? Unless they give you some type of plea like that makes sense. But the whole point is the plea is a good deal. You take that instead of going to trial and getting cooked. You feel me? But if you got a co-defendant and they take a plea, they're basically admitting guilt. And if your co-defendant admits guilt, even if he's not telling on you, he's kind of telling on you. There's kind of some dry snitching. So I don't really know if that's what's going on in the YNW Melly case. We're gonna look into it a little.
I'm not a lawyer, but here are 4 things you need to know about rapper YNW Melly's murder trial. That's starting on Monday, June 12th. Quick recap. Police allege that on October 26, 2018, YNW Melly shot and killed his 2 friends, Anthony Williams and Christopher Thomas Jr., while they were all in the car after leaving the studio. And then YNW Melly and their other friend, YNW Bortlen, who was driving the car at the time, conspired to come up with a story that there was a drive-by shooting and that the 2 men were shot during the process of that drive-by and then died. Okay, now you're caught up. Let me tell you the things you need to know. Number 1, the police are said to have pages and pages and pages and pages of evidence against Melly. The second thing you should know about this case is that a motive has not been established. These are supposedly Melly's best friends, good friends, and no one can say why he would shoot them. Some people on the interwebs are saying it was like a financial reason. Some people are saying there was some tension, but like nobody has actually been able to say like this is why he shot them that day, which I think is going to be important. Like, bruh, if he did this, tell us why he did it. Okay, number 3 is that the prosecution...
Them niggas be off them drugs. I don't even know. Them niggas be off all them drugs. You might just started seeing demons and started firing. Probably not, though. It's really a joke, but I'm just saying, you never know. Niggas should be doing what you niggas be tweaking.
And is expected to use Melly's lyrics in this trial, which is a big deal because the use of rap lyrics in trials has been debated a lot in the last couple of months and years. Okay, last thing. Melly has pled not guilty and said he has been innocent this whole time. But if he is convicted, he could be facing the death penalty. And why I bring that up is because Florida just passed a new law on the death penalty. Now, 8 out of the 12 jurors say, give him death, he could be sentenced to death. That law was actually created after the Parkland school shooter that happened in 2018 was not sentenced to death because all 12 jurors couldn't agree. And so Florida decided, we gonna change that. Now we don't need everybody. We just need majority. We need 8 out of the 12. So, and why?
You know, Florida trying to kill somebody, boy.
YNW Melly's case is one of the first cases that could be affected by this law. Those are my 4 things. Trial.
His name is Jamel Demmons. He's actually in plain clothes in the courtroom for the first time in months, again, as this judge really starts the long process of seating a new jury.
As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel
completely helpless.
Do you understand the offer that the state is making to you? As to all the charges that you're facing, the maximum possible penalties are as follows. Life in Florida State Prison, followed by 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 75 years.
Melly walked into court and was told that Bortlen has been offered a plea deal. It was announced Melly's co-defendant Bortlen was offered a 16-year plea deal and has until tomorrow to decide. He's currently facing 5 life sentences plus 75 years if he's convicted.
It was reading that shit off so fucked up. They said plus life sentence plus like, god damn, boy. They were trying to let you know, boy, you could die, come back 5 times, you still gonna owe us 75 years.
Bortlen's plea offer details the charges he faces, as it lists 2 first-degree M's, witness tampering charges directing activities of a criminal team, and more witness tampering, which would be consolidated into 16 years with credit for time served, meaning Bortlen would be a free man within 10 years.
Mr. Henry, do you...
And we now know that he did take that plea. He did take that.
Bortlen's plea may not affect the criminal case, but if you don't remember, Melly's being sued for $10 million by the victims' families. The victims' families sued everyone involved, and they think Melly profited off murdering his friends. One of the lawyers for the victim's family is apparently scared for Bortlen's life, wants to get a deposition for him immediately before something happens to him in jail. A lawyer for one of the victims' families tweeted this today. As predicted, YNW Bortlen took the plea deal. He also agreed to a proffer, which means he's talking. The sentence is to accessory after the fact, and he will do 10 years plus 6 on probation, minus any credit. And
God damn, 2 people died and he got 10. That's what I'm saying. American law they will just pick a nigga out the group. I never understood it. There will be 10 niggas, and that's why like somebody like, no, not trying to, I'm not even gonna name nobody, but there's a dude on YouTube. He's from Louisiana. He seemed like a nice guy. He's also like unalive like 30 people or something, but he's free because he helped the government catch some other dude. And it's like, so this guy who took 30 people's lives can be free so that y'all can catch some other guy? Okay, if you say so. I don't know how y'all be doing these rankings.
gain time. He's going to do like 4 or 5 years. We've already requested his deposition in the civil case. Here's the email to Bortlen's lawyer. Given Mr. Henry's plea deal and proffer agreement, we request his deposition as soon as possible. Given the circumstances, we are concerned for his safety, so would like to facilitate in the next 30 days. Please advise if you will continue to represent all of these diverse conflicting defendants. Melly's mom also did a deposition for the civil case, and she invoked her Fifth Amendment right for a lot of suspect questions.
YNW Melly's homeboy will not be snitching on him. That has been confirmed. Attorney straight up said, I don't defend snitches, that Bortlen will not be testifying.
Whoa. Attorney said, I do not defend snitches?
Or cooperating with the police when it comes to Melly. And that the news and reporters that were there don't know what they're talking about. The state put out their own statement saying he will give a proffer about his involvement within one of the crimes that, they charged him with. But whatever is said will not be used against Melly if he says anything of use at all. With time served, you only got to do 4 years with 6 years probation. That has social media saying he might as well had not took the plea at all because it looked like they ain't have nothing on him and that he could have easily beat it. Some feeling like him taking the plea still affects Melly in public view wise, basically.
100%, without a doubt. If it's 2 niggas on a case and one nigga is pleading guilty or no contest, I feel it. Niggas do be hitting the no contest, you feel me? Nolo contendere, my boy. If you hitting that, like, still, it's like, what are you? All the crimes are connected, so how are you nolo contendere to some of this shit, but the other shit didn't happen? How did this shit happen, but this shit didn't happen? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy.
Regardless, he's not telling, he's not going on the stand, he's not testifying, he's not giving no information up on Melly about whatever the prosecution thinks that Melly allegedly did.
I'm not a lawyer, but Cortland Henry accepted that plea deal. So if you recall, last week, Cortland Henry, who again is YNW Melly's co-defendant, was offered a plea deal from the state of Florida. Henry was facing a total of 8 charges, and if convicted on all of those charges, he was looking at a maximum of 5 life sentences plus 75 years. But today, that all came to a resolution because Cortland Henry accepted the state's plea offer.
As to count 3, accessory after the fact to murder in the first degree, and as to count 4, accessory after the fact as to murder in the first degree. How are you going to plead, sir? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? As to count 1, tampering with a witness in a capital felony, and count 7, unlawful use of a two-way communication device. How are you going to plead, sir? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? I will accept your no contest pleas as to each.
So what that all means is the state dismissed the 2 M charges and Henry pled no contest to the remaining charges. And again, no contest means I'm not admitting that I did it, but I recognize that going to trial might be a bad idea. So y'all got it. Now, in exchange for this
That nolo contendere
plea, the judge sentenced him to 10 years in prison plus 6 years of probation.
I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 10 years in Florida State Prison. That will be followed by 6 years of reporting probation. All of these sentences, all counts, both cases, will run concurrently. That is at the same time with each other. I will give you credit for all the time that you have served.
The judge also noted that this deal includes a proffer, or like a statement, from Cortland Henry. Henry hasn't given the proffer yet, but it will happen, and according to the judge, whatever questions the state asks Henry during that proffer won't affect this deal.
I guess at some point after the fact, the state wants to take a proffer from you or have a discussion with you, ask you some questions about whatever that may be. What I want you to understand, sir, is I guess that's part of this negotiated resolution, but your answers to any of those questions, whatever they might be, have no bearing on me and have no bearing on this negotiated resolution. In other words, the deal you've negotiated is the deal you've negotiated, and that's the ballgame. Do you understand all that, sir?
So no testifying, but he does have to give this statement, and it will be used in YNW Melly's trial. So that's the deal. Cortland Henry's trial was supposed to start tomorrow, but now obviously it won't. As of now, YNW Melly's trial is still scheduled for early 2027, and as we know, he recently replaced all of his attorneys and hired Drew Finley. So we will see if Cortland Henry's deal has any effect on Melly and his case. What y'all think? Would y'all still take it to trial? Also, it's worth noting that even the judge commented on how good this plea deal was for Cortland Henry.
All right, Mr. Henry, I'm not quite sure how your lawyers managed to do this, but I wish you good luck, sir.
crazy. I'm not sure how your lawyers managed to do this, but I wish you luck, sir. That is freaking eerie, bro. That's eerie. If I was YNW Melly, you really don't have no choice. You got to take it to trial at this point. You go to trial, get fried. Yeah, I'm sure if you ask them for a plea, they're going to fry you still. There's nothing they're not going to do but fry you. It's the only chance. They've had him in jail. He's been such a high-profile case, and he's been in jail for damn near 10 years, the way they've been holding that boy at mistrial. And when did he go to jail? I swear he went to jail in 2017 or something. About to be 2026. Bro been fighting for a decade. Bro been fighting the in the trial as long as dudes get sometimes for an M. Dudes get a second degree M and be back in 10 years. Like, damn, bro. He been fighting trial this long, so I don't know, bro. I think that the state knows that, like, we can't just let you go back. We gotta give you big numbers. You've been fighting too long. This hell has way too much social media coverage. You gotta get a jersey. We try to give you a jersey, or you gotta walk on us like OJ. We just gotta eat it. But we gotta fry you, my boy. We got the pan sear ready. We got the fryers cooked, fryers boiling. We got the oven on. We gotta cook you somehow, my boy. I think they try to cook that boy, but I don't know. Shout out to YNW Melly, man. Or not if he did at the same time, because if he unalived his friends, his young friends back then, that's not cool, bro. It's not cool at all. It's not cool. But I'm assuming he's not guilty until we know for sure. So, you know, shout out to YNW Melly until then. You know what I'm saying? That Murder on My Mind song went hard, but was also a little weird, especially that he was charged with a double murder shortly after. So, I don't know, man. And the fact that bro's last name was Demons always tripped me out a little bit too. But it's just a name. I don't know. It's just random stuff. But let me know what you think below. You think his homie telling on, or he's not telling, his homie taking the plea deal, do you think that'll affect his case? I definitely think it will. I don't see how it could not. Even if he goes in there and says, me and YNW Melly didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You still took a plea deal saying you did a bunch of shit that has to do with this case. So the only way you did a bunch of shit is if he did the other shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. HOLYSHABAZZ. Like I always say, I don't care what they say about you in these streets. Your boy Pablo, mess with you, man. Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, TikTok, Holy Shabazz, Sound Village, Cold Worldwide, merch on the way. Appreciate your support. Till the next one, boy, you better know it.